Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club, a weekly podcast about watching movies with friends. And welcome to our final episode in this mini-series about genre movies that we love from an era of Marvel dominance that we don't. This week we're watching 2014's Edge of Tomorrow, a criminally underappreciated time loop sci-fi packed with action, humour and nasty aliens. All together now, battle is the great redeemer. Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club. I am your host, Full Metal Bloke, Nathan Dighton, and I'm joined today by a repeating nightmarish experience I can never escape in the collective form of Robert Pearson.
Hello.
And David Jackson.
Hello.
Yes. Today we're discussing Edge of Tomorrow, the 2014 sci-fi action film starring Tom Cruise and directed by Doug Liman, which includes time loops, time travel, time consciousness, aliens, some good bits. Rob, you've never seen it before?
No.
I'm intrigued to know what you thought.
I really liked it. I thought just so easy to watch. So much fun.
What a good film.
Just a lot of fun the whole way through. Obviously, it touches upon some things that we've encountered before on this podcast. It reminded me structurally a lot of roguelikes, video games. But also of that Doctor Who episode we watched, Heaven Sent.
True.
But the vibe of it, very different, whereas that was very much about really digging into the tragedy of spending goodness knows how many billions of years reliving the same 24-hour period.
Yeah.
This is a lot more, it's just having fun with it all the time.
It is.
We have no idea how long Cage has spent trapped in this cage, in this time cage. I don't really think he ever explicitly says. I think Rita says at one point, I watched this person die 300 times. But you get the sense he's been there a lot longer than 300 days. Just from how good he is at everything.
He gets good.
Especially compared to how incompetent he is at the start, which I really enjoyed seeing Tom Cruise be a bit bumbling and incompetent because it's it's so jarring. You're so used to Tom Cruise being Ethan Hunt and just being amazing at everything.
Yeah, it's great.
And he's just a little bit... He's rubbish at the start, isn't he?
Dave?
Yes?
You have seen this film.
I have seen this film before.
And, which is appropriate because it's a time loop.
It is. I've got it. It was like I was reliving it.
Were you better at watching it this time?
I enjoyed it again, watching it this time. I watched it the first time. I felt like a bit of an idiot, actually, only in as much as...
Correct.
You said to Rob, it's called Edge of Tomorrow, and he was like, is it like because tomorrow never comes? And I was like, oh. Because when I saw it in the cinema, I had no idea about any of the time stuff. And... It's quite a linear movie, to begin with. It's a long time before it introduces its time thing, and you're just following, like you say, a bumbling Tom Cruise who's like been sent to the front line, and he doesn't get on with any of his people. He doesn't know how to use his suit, and what is happening, and then he dies and he wakes up, and then the movie reveals like what it is. And I think that it was called Edge of Tomorrow, and then they tried to soften it a bit by adding this like live, die, repeat thing to try and let people know it's quite fun.
I've been looking into that. So the source material is called All You Need Is Kill. It's a Japanese
okay.
It's like a short manga series, I think, that appeared in one of the sort of magazines.
I love the idea of that, like someone going, all you need is love. No, all you need is kill.
And I love that it's not all you need is death or all you need is killing. It's all you need is kill. It's like, it's a little bit jarring grammatically.
And I think they actually, sorry, that just makes me think of the, whatever they are, Marines or Full Metal people.
The lads.
Jackets. One of their chants is when they're doing PT is like, what does a warrior need? Kill, or something like
that. Makes sense.
All you need, kill.
I guess they couldn't sing it because Paul McCartney would have been around with a big stick. And then the filmmakers talked about having the word kill in the title, not reflecting the humorous tone that they'd ended up with. And even Live, Die, Repeat was maybe a little bit hard. So I think that was and I was looking into whether they'd actually changed the name, because that's my memory too, but according to all the sources, it was always Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah. Live, Die, Repeat was always the tagline, but the tagline was really like boosted for the home entertainment campaign.
Because I remember it, I mean, maybe it was just me, but at the time I definitely didn't know about the time loop thing, and I went in and I was just enjoying an action film with Tom Cruise and this sort of weird sci-fi alternate reality kind of stuff. and then it happens, and then I was sort of sat forward in my seat and really enjoyed.
It's such a good moment.
It's such a good moment, and I love how much fun they have with it, and also like kind of what Rob touched on, I suppose, how non-explicit it is about it. We don't ever know how long Cage is doing these things. Sometimes we don't know if he's done a scene before or not. When they get to the farmhouse for the first time and he makes her a coffee and she's like, I can't believe you know where there's coffee. We didn't know if that was the first time they'd been at the farmhouse or if it's the 1000th time.
Yeah, I was really conscious of that yesterday in terms of moments where you are supposed to know and moments where you're not, and how good the film is at seeding that. Because halfway through, I've seen this film before, but not for a long time, but halfway through that helicopter scene, I was thinking the same thing, and that's because they wanted me to, and because we'd ended up in the same place for such a long time. And yeah, very interesting. To just things that I would like to discuss, beginning with something which Rob has already mentioned, and that's probably the whole opening sequence. I like that it's set in the UK. I just like that, and it gives it a kind of obviously a big echo of World War II.
FOB Heathrow.
Yes,
Terminal 5.
Yeah,
as well.
Oh God, I feel like I've lived that. We've
that is what it's like.
We've had to fly a lot for work, and sometimes when you turn up there with all your bags at 6 a.m,
someone calls
on
you
your
maggot.
feet, maggot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh no, that's a nasty PR. Do you know where I check in? Have you seen my group? I really like. Yeah, I like Tom Cruise being a slimy bastard. I love. He was like, oh well. The war hit, my advertising agency collapsed. Oh, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And I also liked how things are happening that you wouldn't expect to happen to Tom Cruise. He meets a kind of an adamant military figure in Brendan Gleeson, and nothing filmy happens. He gets arrested and sent to the front lines, which I just think is great.
And then I think it's really clever that you think he's going to get out of it several times. You think he might, there's a chance he has successfully blackmailed the general. He hasn't, he's arrested. Yes. There's a chance that he's talked the sergeant around into letting him make a phone call. He hasn't. There's a chance, like there's several times where even when he starts doing the time loops and he starts telling everybody, like, I know what's going to happen tomorrow, they already, and there's several times you think he might have actually convinced somebody, and then it's just like, smash cut.
The smash cut to the duct tape over his mouth was amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. But he just learns a little thing every time. Like the thing he learns on the first run is how to turn the safety off. He finally learns it right at the end. And you just get that little, I
really felt for him there.
He knows how to turn the safety off from the beginning now.
I knew.
He's getting a little bit better this time.
I could put myself in those shoes so much. I was like, just tell me, just tell me how to turn the safety off. This is ridiculous. I mean, they're literally condemning him to death by not telling him.
Oh, talking of things we've encountered before on Redshirt Cinema Club, the appearance of Bill Paxton is one I enjoyed a great deal.
Yes, definitely.
And I like that he's kind of like a cross between Arlie Ermy from Full Metal Jacket, the drill sergeant. He's got like that whole thing. Well, I've actually written it down, but the battle is the great redeemer. It's the fiery crucible in which true heroes are forged. But he's also a bit like Apone from Aliens.
He is, but
the whole package.
It made me just honestly, it made me just think how good again the Marines are I've forgotten what they're called. The
Colonial Marines.
Colonial Marines are in Aliens,
guys.
like just so good, and Apone especially is just so. Not that Paxton's not good, but I just did think it was an echo of that rather than.
I thought it was the most likable squad of
misfits
that I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
like we don't know them that well.
No,
but I thought nothing is ever going to touch Colonial Marines. But the intro to them I quite liked. Here's a gang of just. Oh, they're secretly gambling under the bed. They've all got a little thing.
Yeah.
The naked guy. He just likes fighting naked. I don't know that actor's name, but he's in that terrible Ricky Gervais show,
that's right. I was trying to think where I knew him from.
He's great in it.
Terrible Ricky Gervais
really good.
show doesn't
the one in the dressing gown. Why is there one in a dressing gown?
Yeah.
They've all got a
There's
thing.
Dressing gown guy.
Yeah, you've got to have a
naked
thing.
guy.
This is basically exactly
the
why.
Woman one.
Yeah.
Just small things as well, like when he's convincing. I love the little play with Paxton on the strip the first time when you think he might be working his magic, and he asks him if he's an American. He says, "No, sir, I'm from Kentucky."
I'm from Kentucky.
That's good.
Great bit of character.
That's smart.
That is good. Yeah.
I just enjoyed it.
I didn't really understand what
It means that he's like saying, "No, are you British? No, I'm from Cornwall." You know, it's like someone, and you just get a sense of, oh yeah, that kind
it's
of person.
like Kentucky supersedes America.
Is that what it's like over there?
I don't know.
It's just it just means I'm really, really proud. Like, I'm not a proud American. I'm a proud Kentuckian. Like,
Kentucky.
It's even, I'm going to narrow it down further. Not just America, my friend. Kentucky.
And then you can make inferences about what kind of person that might be.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that. And I guess when we were talking about what we like about genre movies and what genre movies can do, the knowing fun that this film is having with itself, which is then heightened by the time loop structure and it becomes kind of hyper aware, and like we were saying, it kind of lets you know at certain points that we might have done this before. Sometimes you're in a montage and you can just relax and you're just going to see the same thing over and over again. And it is, I guess, the thing which I wanted to talk about was that it is an application, as Rob has already said as well, of, I think, video game logic or grammar or narrative of some kind being applied to film in a way which I'm not sure would have either just would have been incredibly revolutionary 30 years ago, or I'm not sure audiences would have connected with it all. And there's like, this film didn't do enormously well. It did like slightly less than 100 million in America, and then just over twice that, I think, internationally. So did well. I'm not sure it kind of turned a profit just on its theatrical run, because it was a relatively expensive film, about 170-ish. But it wasn't like people were going out and super embracing it, but there was obviously a core of people who really liked it. And I say, like, I think it's a really good film. So I think it like underperformed compared to just the quality of the movie. And I do think that there's something about not just the time loop, but the idea, like you said, Rob, like he's just going to learn one thing, and then then that lets you know he's going to learn more things. And then the film, just in terms of pacing, I thought it was just so interesting how it was very good at knowing when to go fast, how much to cut out. We do need to see that time loop. We need to see him speaking to Bill Paxton, speaking to J Squad or whatever they're called, getting into the dropship, landing on the beach. We need to see that again, but we need to see much less of it, and then much less of it again. And then something else needs to happen, and we need to get to another area.
I was so impressed with how it did that. Like, as soon as he reawakened, the first time we see him reawaken, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can watch all of that again. But it showed me just enough of it to get what was happening. And then by the time it really starts to get into it, you're like, okay, how's he going to save the naked guy from being squashed by that ship? Exactly. He tries it a couple of times. He's like, actually, I've got to do it like this. And then we get a fun montage of him running across the battlefield, and something just bang smacks into him. His head comes off. It's like really humorous and just fun to watch. And it is like a video game. You do laugh at it like, oh man, I've just died in that lame way. And you see videos sometimes, I don't know if you've seen these on YouTube, where it's like what 1,000 hours in The Last of Us Part 2 looks like. And it's just someone being unbelievable, like a god. They just know where every enemy is going to come from. They know, without even aiming, where they've got it, and it just looks incredible. And at the end of that first montage, that's what he's like on the battlefield. And you get that little cut to J Squad, like, what did you say the new guy's name was again? And he's just
running around the crater. Yeah, that's awesome. And again, having people react to the person doing the cool thing is often the way that we learn. It's very, very cool. But Emily Blunt, who is, I think, just really great, funny, also brilliant at action in this, just really, really good. But her reaction to when he gets her out of the dropship and is, being sort of this ridiculous savant, is that scene is also just letting us know, without going through, he is going to get better and better throughout the movie, but we just get a little burst of it early on. Obviously, he's not learnt everything yet, but he's learnt that, it's like being incredible at the first
I'm really good at the first level now. I'm so good at the first level.
I really enjoyed that. And again, I constantly thinking about video games all the way through. When then two moments that really struck me, and I, as the person watching it for the first time, did you know it was going to loop? Did you know that was going to happen before it started happening in the film? Did you read anything about it?
I didn't, but I sort of 80% knew.
So I think the first time I watched it, I thought, again, the film just playing with its elements that it's got to play with, just really deploying them really well. When she dies, I kind of thought, oh, he's going to have to be the hero now. And then seconds later, really, he also dies. That 1-2 is just really interesting. One death you accept, one death you're like, well, obviously Tom Cruise isn't going to be dead, so I guess something different is going to be happening with this film. And the scene of him dying is also really grotesque. His head sort of boils from the inside out.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So I wanted to know what you thought about Emily Blunt exploding that first time. Were you like, huh? Or
I don't know if I had enough time to really think about what that meant for the film, or understand what I was seeing in terms of her character there before I saw Tom Cruise dying. Then the whole thing reset. I kind of figured that, you know, it's not too long after that where you see like the realization dawning on her face that she realized, he's got that same ability I had, and that they're in it together. And then it's like you've proceeded to level 2 when he manages to get Emily Blunt to say, come and find me when you wake up.
Yeah.
It's like, he's made it to the next area in the video game. And now it's like when you can, when you respawn in Returnal at the beginning and there's a shortcut you can make now to get to World 2.
Yeah.
It's like he can do that now. Now I can go to the base, the bit where she's training.
That is the thing, isn't it? That in every loop, he must still be doing that early bullshit, or, whether it's just like learning to escape on the... And obviously we just don't see it. I wonder what that final day looked like.
Yeah,
that's the bit where he fucks up the escape. You just see Bill Paxton be like, "Oh man, why would he?"
Yeah,
he really didn't want to do those press ups.
Well, I think that's interesting, actually. Like, I think Rob, you said it's not like explicit about how long things take, and it's quite a fun movie. It's a really fun movie and quite a funny movie. But I think that it does also, like, it touches on it made me think about lots of things. It made me think about the glass ceiling of getting to know people, which it's a little, maybe it takes a few liberties with, maybe, but those people only ever know him for 24 hours, and he has known them for years or decades, or we don't know, and he's learned everything about them. And I was thinking about, and I like how grizzled and tired and sad he becomes on whatever loop where great. He's like, it's like almost like the world has nothing new for him. He's spoken to everybody, and imagine how horrible it would be to have like almost I mean, he's basically in love with Emily Blunt's character, and she doesn't know who he is every day. He has to start again from scratch and is looking for those shortcuts in conversation. And obviously with her, there is a shortcut because she's been through this, and so she can accept, like, okay, we've met before and we've done this before.
That's like
whatever.
Another thing he's learning, though, is how to very quickly make Rita fall in love with him.
Yes.
Or that's another thing he's trying to do. It's
yes.
like, I've got to defeat the Omega, but I've also got to make Rita want to kiss me. How do I do it? No, she likes 3 sugars in her coffee. Okay. Her middle name's this. She's told me the middle name's this, but actually the middle name is whatever she says the middle name is.
And I thought that was a nice moment because she knows what she's doing there. When she tells him her middle name, her real middle name, she's like, I'm giving you a little bit of extra information about me that you can use on the next loop.
It's a save point.
I'm starting to like
you. It's a permanent upgrade.
It is a permanent upgrade. It's like getting the sword in Returnal.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it is like that. She's like, okay, this is like a shortcut for you, or for me as well as Rita, getting to further in our relationship the next time. So we don't have to go through all this bullshit before.
Yes.
I love that in this very sort of conceptual setup, there is the analogy being that you meet someone who just knows what you've been through, and you're the only 2 people in the world who've been through it. Like, it is a romance story as well.
Yeah.
And I think that it's interesting. People have talked about the creepiness of Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Rob, have you seen Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't really remember anything about it.
Right. Oh, it's a great movie. Because you can't escape the Groundhog Day of this movie.
No. And in that, it's a bit like Quantum Leap, kind of. He's just got one mission which he needs to do, and then the universe will.
It is creepy.
But he has to make Andy McDowell fall in love with him, and that she really doesn't. The fact it takes so long, makes it creepier in a way because she really doesn't like him very much.
He has to become like a concert level pianist for a start, and he has to learn everybody in the town's name and everything about them so that he can just walk around town just being nice to people. And there's a really great story in Groundhog Day, and it's sort of echoed a little bit here, which is Groundhog Day. Bill Murray repeats the same day. He doesn't know it, but it's so that he can make Andie MacDowell fall in love with him. But he just starts exploring this power. And one of the things, he just sets himself a mission one day, which is to save this homeless guy's life, or to just not even save his life.
It is a bit like the beach scene.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's just. It's really interesting because he basically tries all these different ways to save this guy's life. Who's homeless. Takes him for a wonderful meal, gets him new clothes, takes him to his hotel room, lets him clean up, and the guy always dies, and it's like a really interesting sort of idea. And I was thinking about that in terms of it's interesting how in this movie Tom Cruise Cage is determined, and we only learn this when he sort of gives up on that. He's determined to take Rita with him all the way to the dam. And we see the time where she realizes they've done this hundreds of times, and he's kind of like at the helicopter, and then the next day, and she's like pretty pissed off with him, and it doesn't work again. And then the next day, we don't know it's the next day, but he decides not to bring her with him, and he just goes all the way to the dam. Whether that takes another 1,000 attempts and he has to learn, but it's interesting that would probably have been the better the way to do it anyway, was just to do it himself. But he's been trying desperately, and it's like this bigger human need, I suppose, rather than he's not just trying to achieve that mission. He's very much
just saying that companion missions are bullshit, isn't it? That's what the whole film was definitely about.
In a video game way, definitely.
No, it's not. But no, I totally get your point. And in Groundhog Day obviously is an interesting comparison, and I think you can't make a film like this without that in your mind. And the humour as well. There's moments where he gets very fed up. There's someone that he knows from school who's very annoying,
Ned Ryerson.
And I think the first time you see him, he just lets him talk to him, and then the third or fourth time he just turns around and says, "Hey Ned," and punches him. He steals the groundhog and drives off a cliff.
Yeah, they got
kills himself with a toaster in the bath.
He one day just wakes up and immediately kills himself. It seems awful. I do enjoy that about.
But I guess the point of that film is that he had to change and then and become somebody who was worthy of a person like Andy. That was the kind of whereas, and I guess this film is kind of similar in that Tom Cruise starts as a cowardly scumbag.
He's a bit of a worm.
He is a bit of a worm.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. I'm trying to pick up the thread of the film and to see where it does. I guess it gets to a point. We've sort of raced through it really, but it gets to a point where it changes the rules quite cleverly. You said actually is that mission where he gets very sad and he goes to the dam on his own, and I really liked. I mean, I'm not saying it's Dickens, but I really like the plot. The plot is fucking great. Like I like the conceit that you get trapped, but it's a great reason to have a time loop power. Is that this is how the aliens are winning in the first place?
Yes,
and by a fluke, it can be transferred to a person. It's happened once before, and that person became a hero of the war. But then the aliens realised it, and then they tricked her into losing that power, and now someone else has it.
Yeah.
And this is the trick. And even in my second time watching the film, I fucking forgot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God,
he's there.
It's a trap. And that mimic, is it a mimic? No, it is a mimic,
it's
but it's an alpha.
An alpha, yeah.
The alpha comes out like,
yeah. Oh, what were you expecting to find? Were you expecting someone else?
And then the danger of, it's just interesting, isn't it? Being dead isn't the danger. Bleeding out is the danger.
When he's trying to find a way to kill himself, he's like, got to kill myself. Got to find a way.
Horrible.
But I do think that the aliens were completely undone by their own hubris, because if they were like, where shall we build the base?
I know.
Maybe under one of the most recognizable structures in the world. Like, or just this random field. We've got France, loads and loads of random fields.
Yeah.
You'd have to get one of those guys. You've seen these videos as well, where the guys just drop them on Google Map and they can just know where they are. It's unbelievable. That you'd have to get one of those.
You'd need one of those guys.
Yeah, you would need one of those.
There's kind of a rich CEO guy who he will set up a table and a camera, and he will give like $1,000 to the first person that finds him.
Wow.
And some of them last like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But some of them are a few hours.
I think I saw one the other day, actually, where a guy sat down somewhere in Brooklyn and he was literally just started recording and he was like, oh, there's someone waving at me. Oh, no way. And she just happened to live like across I recognize
this
wall.
guy, sometimes he's like just in the woods in like Germany.
Right.
And someone's like, hello.
Oh, it's so weird, isn't it?
It's weird.
There's someone who like hides a big wad of cash in like a little crack in a wall.
Yes.
And then we'll just pan that, give a little flash of where they are. It's like, go find the money.
Yeah.
There's that Irish guy, I can't remember his name. Something to do with fingers, and he does models.
Oh yes,
and he buries the model.
Yes,
and then other people dig them up. I do like that.
That's very cool.
That is very cool.
But the
aliens didn't do that.
They were
we're
like,
in the Louvre.
I think the Louvre. Yeah.
Stick it in the Louvre.
I mean,
they probably heard someone say it, and they were like, "That's exactly."
Do you think the pyramid of the Louvre was like some kind of? It was good for the broadcasting, whatever
maybe.
their
Time
stupid
energy.
hive mind thing was.
Maybe, if I'm being generous, I think they just thought this is fucking cool base.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Oh, you
Let's
like
go
the
under
Louvre?
here. Yeah.
Fuck
It's like
you.
a big skylight.
Now it's my
like,
house.
I want some natural light, but I also need to be underwater.
It's like a super Velux window.
Yeah.
So I liked that plot twist. I liked the whole deal of that, and then getting to the point where and the way they get to the point is another shift, and it is in terms of retaining our interest, as we've discussed, like how well the film does it. It only drops a handful of, they're in love and there's some love stuff. He's a bit sad. He gets to the thing and it's a trap. Comes back, talks to the scientist about the fact it's a trap, and then they're like, wow, there is this one thing we can try. So then that's like new side mission. All right, I'm going to explore this other possibility. And that reminds me so much of video games as well. Like I've been over here, like in Dark Souls, been over here, can't defeat that boss, didn't really understand. I'm going to come over into this area. And I like that they spend a lot of time with Brendan Gleeson again.
Yes.
And he again lets them leave, and then it's like, actually, fuck you guys.
Nope. Yeah.
He's
definitely.
the same character in all timelines. I like it a great deal.
I thought he was an interesting casting, actually. I don't know what to say other than that. I was like, Brendan Gleeson, that's interesting.
I was a bit surprised.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he's bad in the role at all. I don't know if he's great in the role.
I don't know. Do you know, and one of the things that right at the beginning, I was enjoying all of the European broadcasts and some BBC bits.
He
and
pops
pieces.
up on the news.
And you're like, oh, he's fake.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
it's so weird.
Surely you could have made this a bit less fake.
I really like that as well, when they use real news presenters to do fake news in the films.
And do you know, I know it was about an apocalypse, but this really shows you what a 10 years or so we've had. That I was kind of like nostalgic, because obviously it's actually 2013 or whenever it's filmed.
Yeah.
And it just like,
They had footage of the that Russian meteor. They use that as and this is where the aliens have come from.
Yeah. Yeah, nice touch.
The Russians got it on their dash cams because famously, I don't know if it's famously, everyone in Russia has a dash cam.
Yeah.
Because of insurance.
So there's loads of amazing sort of like just candid footage of this meteor just streaking across the sky.
I wonder how much money you get as a news reader if you.
I was wondering that. Like, do you think? There's a new apocalypse film. Today, and do they just tag it along? Just tag it on to the end of the 6 o'clock news.
Yeah,
they wrap it.
Okay.
Go,
before you go,
all right, Moira,
Susan,
we're going to do. We got some. This is in from Hollywood. Yeah,
Hollywood.
Alien invasion.
Sorry, who are you?
Alien invasion.
Yeah,
Mr. Hollywood.
And how many takes does it take? Because it's just reading.
They're never really good at it either, are they? Because they're not actors. But sometimes you think, just read it like it's an auto. Just read it like you would the normal news. Just do that.
Yeah.
And there's always a little bit of performance in it that I never really like.
It's so strange, though, that Brendan Gleeson stood out like a sore thumb
It's just been
on the news.
He's just been horribly green screened in, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's like, can we not have just? I mean, what am I talking about? I'm talking about thousands and thousands of pounds, but like, can we not just get him in an actual new studio?
I thought that they could have made him look the same. Oh, talking about no one being good at it though, probably my favourite one is in Shaun of the Dead, and they do make it into a bit of a. There's that because that's the guy from Sky News from back then, and what is the line which I've had to look up but it like echoes through the film, which is. And he's like almost he can't believe it. Remove the head or destroy the brain.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
and his kind of like half believing. I really like that.
Destroy the brain.
Destroy the brain.
Yes,
it's great.
So.
I thought that the BBC lady was the best at it.
Yes, I did.
Definitely.
I did.
She was
made me proud.
Well
done, the BBC.
I love the BBC.
Me too.
And if you don't, I'll get you.
You'll be on the with an attitude like that.
I will. So they discover
defund the BBC.
No, Rob, don't even say it.
No, that's not. I don't actually believe that. I just
fund the BBC.
Yeah. That's what kind of podcast we are. A Fund the BBC podcast. The Brendan Gleeson gets everybody, and they're in danger. This is where he loses his powers because they've been shot. They've been smashed by a jacket.
Yes. Yeah, I was disappointed because that they didn't make more of an effort to kill him, the characters in this moment, right. You know, because they know what's going to happen. But I mean, they have a big car. They're thinking we could still escape. We can still do it.
And it's within the terms of the film itself. This is what I bang on about it. But like this is where genre movies to me are just like, I love this. It's where the original conceit and then whatever mission and the terms of it are interesting and compelling. And then there's within that, it's like, and here's the final stretch. And it is like endless lives, one life left to do the hardest bit. It's like you're on the final boss and you've got no fucking Estus flasks. You've got one health bar or whatever it is, or you can't get hit. And it just adds to the excitement.
But he's level 99 at this point, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's summoned
really
all of his
good.
companions as well. So
well, and again, this is that moment where he needs their help, and so he reveals how much he knows about them, and he reveals to us, the audience, how much he knows about them, therefore revealing how long he has been doing this. And again, it just made me feel
I do like that bit.
A hint of sadness for him at just. Like he had enough goes that he got, he must have had to spend ages with each of them individually. Maybe he was just trying to find love with anybody, not just Rita. We just followed Rita's story, but he's tried to kiss each and every one of those people on screen, even Brendan Gleeson.
It's a handsome.
How did he find out about that guy's? I can't even remember what the backstory was. The brother,
his friend
taking the name of
his friend,
someone else.
Yeah, his friend, I think.
Because he's quite closed off. He doesn't even tell the rest of J Squad about it.
No.
So. What has Cage had to do?
Spent some quality
time with that guy.
Yeah.
But I do like it. Like you say, Nath. You understand the language of these movies when it's the final bit. Okay, this is the final bit now. Just when he says to Rita, he says something like, where could we find some guys like that? And you just know immediately, he's going to get the J Squad together.
J Squad.
It's going to be so cool. And he has that little scene that we know where the two guys come out because they're angry. He's made them do 50 extra press-ups because he's run away, and he blindfold dodges them earlier on. But it's like, how's he going to convince them now? And he gets them all together, and it's a great moment. It's what made me realise, I really like J Squad, and I hope J Squad is okay.
Yeah.
And the ways that they fight through that final scene. And I remember, not so much this time, because I remembered vaguely that there was a happy ending, but the moments of sacrifice really landed for me the first time I watched this film. I wanted more of them to pull through, and I realised gradually that they were on a one-way mission.
Yes.
The bravery of J Squad.
Yeah, very much so. And that's it.
I enjoyed it a lot. I think the action in this film is unusually good. Like, And I think that I probably I definitely have a very simplistic understanding of how special effects work. But we've said before that as viewers, the thing that which you notice is when the quality and resource of the special effects doesn't exceed the ambition of where it's like we want to do all these cool things and we don't want to do anything that we can't quite do yet and it doesn't look great. And I think that this film just does that. Colours within the line. I think it looks really, really brilliant. I said earlier on, I think it evokes it's got kind of influences obviously from Japan, from manga, from kind of mech stories like Gundam onwards, whatever, but has that kind of mech suit vibe. But definitely the fact it's set in England, the fact that it's invading France is echoes of a million different World War II stories, and specifically I think Saving Private Ryan is within living memory just redefined how those things look, and I love those scenes on the beach and the action in general. I just think
I agree. I did think when I was watching it for the first time, this is like a sci-fi version of Saving Private Ryan, that opening scene where they all drop out the ship.
Yeah.
It's also like every intro to every Killzone game ever.
Yes,
those drop ships, they never land nicely. They always explode at the start, right? So it's like, okay, guys, we're gonna go up. Oh gosh, people, NPCs just flying and dying all over the place.
Yeah.
Your guy sort of like parachuting into hell.
Yeah,
war is hell. It's quite Matrixy as well. The suits are not unlike the suits that they defend Zion with.
Yes, I did think.
And the mimics are quite a lot like squids, aren't they?
Yes, no, absolutely, very
what
much. What
terrible! So. I was thinking this as well. Just what an awful, depressing life it must be to be a mimic.
Yeah.
Just look at their faces. They're just angry and evil the whole time.
Well, you can't think of them as individuals. They're not an army. They're an organism.
They're one organism.
Apparently, that guy says.
What boring existence.
Yeah.
It'd be like saying it'd be rubbish to be an ant. It's just life.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Finding a way.
Not if you're an ant, though.
Or if you're an ant that can
Imagine
read.
being an ant.
I have. I think being an ant, maybe it's great. Maybe they love it. You've got a really, I tell you what I like, you've got a really clear purpose.
Yeah. Maybe there are other
And a role.
higher life forms looking at us thinking, God, imagine being a human.
100%.
How depressing it must be.
What's the
One of my
human-
And it is, isn't it?
One of my favourite sort of like thought experiments is, when people ask why, if there is intelligent life out there beyond the human race, why can't we see it? The Fermi paradox, which isn't really a paradox, it's just a question.
Yeah.
And the fun answer is like, okay, imagine there was like an anthill by a motorway.
Yeah.
Are the ants aware of the cars and the motorway zooming past them?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Well, even the most intelligent ant, most intelligent ant in the world, the smartest ant. And there's another line from the Watchmen film with the big blue guy,
Anthony.
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan. I can't remember the thing. The line is anyway like.
Is that the clever ant's name?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. I was behind.
That was good, Dave. I only just realised. But he says a line which is like, the world's most amazing human is no more threat to me than the world's most amazing termite. And I really like that line because it really sort of brings home, compared to higher life forms like
Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah. There's no way if an ant could be in my finger and I don't think it would know that I was alive or
So why do we assume
because
when we're looking for other life out there that it would be anything like us in any way, and that we'd even be clever enough to perceive it?
We both do assume that, but then someone's obviously thought all this stuff about ants as well, so we also don't assume it. We do both at once because we're incredibly complicated and sophisticated.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, that cool thing that ants do where they make a bridge?
Yeah, that is cool.
Ants.
Well done.
One, just about you saying it would be great to be an ant, you know what I mean, just for feeling.
Yes.
You'd probably just be on that bridge going, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm helping. I'm
getting it
everyone's.
done today.
Yeah,
don't think anything.
killing it.
Do they have any thoughts other than just
No, they've got no brains.
work?
Really.
And
No.
But I was going to ask, what is the
bridge.
human? What are the aliens looking down, going? Oh no, the humans are making a bridge out of their own body.
Oh look, they're slowly destroying their own habitat.
Yeah,
That's
right.
cool. Oh look, they've made it.
They've made phones.
A digital consciousness that's going to eradicate them. Oh.
Can you imagine if we were watching ants and the ants made like mecha ants? Would be like, guys, is that a good idea? And then the mecha ants just started fucking wiping out the ants. It'd be like,
I wonder at what point everyone would say, actually, do kill ants now. Kill ants. If you see an ant, you've got to kill it. If they started like they had the wheel, ants started they were just, what's that?
driving around. What the fuck?
See that Simpsons episode where Lisa has like a little civilization in a shoebox,
Yeah.
and they start out really sort of primitive, and then one day they're just flying around her bedroom firing lasers at each other. It's so good.
Everything's been done on The Simpsons.
It has.
That's been done in Star Trek Voyager as well. Or not in, not in Captain Janeway's bedroom, but
Right, speaking of Star Trek,
Yes.
always comes down to the consciousness problem with teleportation. And there is some consciousness problems with this film, only in as much as I was obviously really enjoying. I guess it's the video game logic is the only persistent consciousness is the protagonist, like in a video game. And when you are Emily Blunt blithely saying, I would rather reset, I was thinking, well, you're not resetting.
No.
You are killing the only hope of mankind, and you are now doomed, and you know it. But obviously, the film does not dwell on this.
Well, I wondered about that too. Like, do the rest of them keep going, and is it creating a parallel universe every time, and they spin out like
what happens after Emily Blunt just shoots him in the head?
Yeah,
like
she starts sobbing.
She just carries on, knowing that she's going to die at the beach tomorrow.
The aliens win,
and she just accepts the fact that
the film doesn't even open that door, does it?
No.
It just says
and I like
time
the fact.
resets.
I like the fact that it doesn't open that door.
It's not that kind of movie.
It doesn't really dwell on that kind of thing. There's a great montage where it's like bang, maggot, bang, maggot, bang, maggot. For Tom Cruise, it's like instant. For Emily Blunt, for each version of Emily Blunt, that's it. Every time she pulls that trigger, that's it. She's dead.
I loved when he broke his back. That was amazing.
I was going to say, I wanted to bring this up because just thinking about Tom Cruise being funny, and I think that's like the funniest he is in this movie, and it's just a weird thing.
I can only feel my lips.
Yeah, he's just doing something with his mouth. I can only feel my lips. And I just thought it's a weird thing to ask Tom Cruise to do, and a weird thing for him to accept to do.
I think he was so on
and
board.
I really liked that. I really liked it. Just made him. Like, I saw Tom Cruise for a moment, rather than Cage.
Writing, the script, I think, went through loads of revisions. The credited screenwriters who came to it after the initial screenplay was written, one is Christopher McQuarrie, and he'd already worked with Tom Cruise a little bit. I think he'd done Valkyrie, and he'd already started to work on the Mission Impossible movies, but they hadn't started that stretch. So in a way, this is like early action collaboration between McQuarrie, who then also did the Top Gun, so like has become like his main collaborator over the last sort of decade, the sort of late period resurgence of Tom Cruise.
I like this guy. This guy writes good stuff for me.
Yeah, we're going to work together.
Yeah.
Let's just work together forever.
I'd like to be Tom Cruise's guy.
And I think he made it funny. I think that he was the one saying this is going to have humour in it, and it was pushing it in that direction. And the other credited writers are Jez Butterworth and his brother. And Jez Butterworth is like this celebrated, he has written other movies, but he's like this celebrated English playwright who has written like Jerusalem. And
wow.
He's it's a strange career, and I wonder what was there already and what each of them brought to it.
God, writing movies sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think there's money. There's money though. Even if you write something, you don't get paid, or you do a script polish, you don't get credited. Not get paid, doesn't get made. Sorry. I think you're at least you're earning a living, hopefully.
Yeah. I was just reading about the writer behind the film Weapon that's coming out.
I'm quite excited about Weapon.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the guy. He's an interesting person. Has acted for quite a while. Then wrote Barbarian. Which is quite a horrible horror movie. Almost made it into my horror list, but I've only seen half of it because I got too scared.
I haven't seen it.
And but anyway, this is just to say that he auctioned the script for Weapon and sold it for $38 million.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's not bad.
That is a lot.
He sold a script?
Well, this is according to Wikipedia. Yeah, he auctioned the script.
Zach Kreger,
I knew it was
who
like
annoyingly
Krieger or something.
is in my year at school.
Wow.
I can see from his Wikipedia entry.
Yeah.
I have not sold the script for $38 million.
Well, imagine
yeah, but you also haven't tried, Nath.
You sell a script for $38 million, you never have to write another script again.
I think you like writing scripts.
Happy days.
Yeah.
If I sold a script for $38 million, you would never see me again.
Really?
And I would...
Not even like, to take your revenge upon us?
No. My revenge would be, I would pay people to ensure that we never had any kind of contact whatsoever.
Wow, that's so
life.
horrible.
I'm not sure what would actually happen, but I like that.
But that's on there. It's on there. Yeah, there's a spectrum of possibilities. That's one of the possibilities.
I'm not going to deny that part of myself.
Okay.
That could happen. We know that. Rob, what would you do with $38 million?
Rob would ensure he never saw us again by quietly snuffing us out.
I wouldn't snuff anyone out. I'd just do whatever I wanted to do forever.
On the moon.
Yeah. Alone.
Yeah.
What would that be? What would you want to do?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have to be free of all of the other clutter in my life to actually think about what that was.
Hey, do you know what it could be?
What?
You know the jackets?
Yes.
in this film that they have made similar things now.
Right.
Well, you can get robot legs that make you run really fast.
Yes.
And maybe you could get some of those. Maybe that's what.
That'd be nice.
So I was thinking you walked up that mountain that time and your knee hurt.
You'd still be knackered though, wouldn't you?
You could buy these. I think the robot legs really help with it.
They help, but it's like, you know, if I'm running at 100 miles an hour, my legs are still moving. Even if my muscles aren't doing any of the work.
I'm going to do this as a voice search. Sorry, so it's quicker than typing.
Oh, good for the
How
episode.
fast can I run with robot legs?
If you're listening at home, get your guesses in now and let us know.
I reckon 22 miles an hour.
In a comment how close you were. It doesn't seem like there's a good answer to this question. Nath is, you know, I thought it would just be a number.
Leg braces. The problem is they can only do so much and they really hurt to use. Running with them is near impossible.
Well, I think they're
not quite there yet.
Robot legs, even if they were really sophisticated and excellent.
Did you just say robot legs?
No.
Do you like to say robots?
No.
Because you're Rob.
I said robot legs.
Okay, you sounded like robot.
I think, well, it's quite close, isn't it?
You'd be robot if you had metal legs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I did a little robot character 8 years ago.
Did you?
In an Access video.
Yeah, it was called Robot. And
No,
you
it
were
was called
Dave
Robot.
to base.
Oh yeah, Dave to base is good.
Thanks.
What was I saying? Yeah, I think that that would take away the whole point of climbing up a mountain.
Oh, there we go.
It's supposed to be quite hard. It's supposed to hurt a little bit.
When we're all living in our robot bodies
Yeah.
in 200 years' time, we'll still be going up mountains. I wonder if I'll be able to fly. That would be cool.
What, in 200 years' time?
Yeah, in my robot body.
It'd be rubbish to say if everyone could fly. Can you imagine how busy it would be just in the air? Oh,
Yeah.
hate it.
Well, there'd only be
The fifth
a
element.
handful of people left alive after my rampage in my robot body.
Oh God.
So
Yeah, I don't know if 38 million is enough to buy a robot.
No,
suit.
it's not. You know, enough money that you literally could do whatever you want forever. But I could.
They seem low on battery life as well, and I just think you'd get. I quite like that bit, by the way. I like when his suit just ran out of battery and it was just stood in a field, just like.
Oh, I also that's very Fallout actually.
Yes.
It's just like, oh my, so I'm gonna have to remember where this is for later.
Yeah.
I really like their first interaction was her just taking, like this hero. She just takes his battery and fucks off.
Yeah.
She's also completely horrible. Everyone's horrible in this film because they're fighting a war.
Did you say it was based on a manga?
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder if I like the suit spoke Japanese for the
Yeah,
for
I liked
ages.
how international it was.
It was very international, wasn't it? All the voiceover on the PA was speaking German and French, and
Yeah.
the cast not especially international, really, but like you know we've got mostly British and American and
Couple of us-
Aussie,
yeah.
or something. But
Do you know the? I think the original story is just more straightforward, slightly nastier, like colder vibe.
kill.
And it's just one young soldier who learns this ability and does it. And so the whole kind of dual protagonist thing, I think, is brought in as part of the film. It's very, again, I think when you see a film going through that many sort of rewrites as well, I'm
Yeah.
always surprised when it lands on with a neatness like this. But the thing I was going to say, I think, I just saw a paper that posited 46 miles an hour as top speed, by the
Cool.
way. But
That's quick.
they haven't invented that and then done that.
Oh.
Also, there's a danger if you go too fast on your robot legs, you could just hit stuff and die. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to
Well,
hit,
it's like being in a car, I guess, isn't it?
but without
A airbag.
a chassis to protect me.
Yeah.
So yeah, be careful on those robot legs, kids.
Yes.
But the thing I was going to say was I love the action in general. Really like the look of the film, and then the section in the Louvre where they have to get the ship a bit further.
Yes.
It was the most we have to do with a thing.
Yeah.
Everyone, so 3 people have to die, and we'll be in here doing the thing. And then I don't know. I just didn't really. It was like they didn't have to go very
I totally agree. It lost me a little bit. It was like we're here and we just need to be a bit closer, and they
We
can't
can
fly,
use
but
the
we can go. We sort of can. It doesn't matter. We don't need to fly. It was just and the action there is quite just frenetic and hard to follow in terms of it's just lots of shooting at lots of fast moving
It
things.
becomes a survival mission, like in the way of like a World War Z shooter kind of. Vibe.
Yeah, I think it's probably the weakest part of the movie,
which is
really.
and it comes with amid the attention and the emotional stakes of you losing members of J Squad. So maybe I forgive it, but
Yes, that's a nice bit. But also, I didn't think the explosion was big enough.
What, at the end?
When J Squad, those guys stood next to that truck, the like petrol truck, and they're...
Oh, is that what they did? I thought they just used their claymores.
They do, but I think the whole idea was we'll stand next to this truck because when it goes up, it'll take a lot of them with us. And I was a bit like, slightly disappointing.
It's
explosion.
a slight Vasquez vibe, isn't it?
Yes.
2 of them.
Definitely.
Blowing up some aliens.
I wanted to ask about the end of the film, which we've kind of reached now, which is...
Well, should we just briefly talk about, just close off this circle?
Yes.
They go into the Louvre and they blow up the big baddie.
They do.
That's the end of that.
Yeah. Did you have any doubt, Rob, as to that Tom Cruise had thrown the grenades, had pulled the pins? Because I found that moment slightly surprising, because I was like, there he is, he's pulled the pins, he's thrown the grenades, and then he turns around to the Alpha and he's like, here's the pins. I pulled the pins.
Yeah, I never really...
yeah, we know.
Yeah, I never really pay attention to the pins.
Right.
I like it. It's not, I don't have that in my head all the time. I'm not like a pin guy.
Right.
When it comes to grenades.
Fair enough.
Like, you don't need to show me the pins that have been pulled for me to know that the grenade's going to go off.
That's such a specific thing. It's like if we lived in a time loop, so you would know tomorrow, I'd be like, you're not a pin guy when it comes to grenades. Do you know what I mean?
And I think he'd be like, what are you talking about?
He knows.
I think he's never had that opinion until just this second.
Well, he's not realised it.
If you had this conversation before,
if you told him this,
because that's true, Dave.
Right, he'd be like, I don't know what you're on about. I've never thought about grenade pins before.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was saying. I don't think about grenade pins.
Yeah. Well, that's
so
the
when
danger.
a movie shows me them as some kind of like ha moment.
Yeah.
Also, the mimic doesn't know what a grenade pin is. Probably.
Assume not.
Well,
No.
he does now.
Anyway, he does blow it up.
It gets
his last
the body
life,
language though,
and he dies. And I'm assuming like some kind of blood, even stronger blood, then goes into
a bit of time blood
Cage, and it like allows him to reset a little bit earlier than he was resetting
to
before.
his previous unconscious state.
Yeah.
Which is asleep in the helicopter. And I suppose really I wanted to ask about the very end. Obviously he makes a beeline to go and see. He's a respected major again now. Everyone's saluting him, and
no one knows he won the war.
No one knows who he is really, and that he won the war. And he makes a beeline to see Rita, and she says, "What are you looking at?" Basically,
great ending.
And he does a big smile.
Yeah,
and I guess just the temptation to do some other ending, I think, must have been so strong, and it is a great ending.
Yeah.
I think it's the right ending, the only ending you can really do that's like okay, and avoids the temptation of, you could definitely have had like a flicker in her eye of, have we met, or even like that she knows,
there,
and
right?
she's like, I remember everything. Anything. They could have done anything, and it would have been wrong. And I think
everything's
this is just
there
about
because we spent so long trying to make sure that she didn't die, and we've got a happy ending because all of J Squad are fine as well.
Yeah,
no one knows the thing he did, and that's fine because he's a hero, and it's all about self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
But we know time and time again they've got that connection. And if anyone's going to believe him when he says, "I did that," I went and the scientist guy and her know exactly what the thing is that he's blown up. So they're going to have a 2-minute chat, and then they'll be banging.
He's going to say,
for sure. That's
Rita,
what Tom Cruise's smile at the end said to me. He's like, "I know just what to do here."
Rita Rose Vataski.
I know what you always do. I know why you're the angel of Verdun, and here's what I did, and here's why the aliens have died.
Yeah. I bet he messes it up though. That's what would actually happen. He'd be like, "Oh, hear the war's over." What? Any idea who did that?
He's got very Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's like Tom Cruise. He's level 100 there. He's got his hat
one
on.
up from earlier on.
I've seen Tom Cruise in the military hat before.
Charisma buff.
Yeah, it's definitely charisma buff.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to show the cosmetic of the hat or not show the cosmetic of the hat?
Yeah.
I'll show it this time. Yeah, the hat's on.
Yeah.
And he just does the Tom Cruise smile.
Yeah.
He's fully come around. Also, the film really likes that shot, and I like that shot of Emily Blunt doing her special yoga move. She just looks great doing that.
She's so in shape.
Yeah, ridiculous.
It's very much the sort of like, this is the hero shot of Emily Blunt. If Emily Blunt was on The Traitors, this would be what she was doing.
Waiting to find out if she's been killed or not.
Yes, just doing the yoga little arch thing. I don't know how you describe that move.
I think it might be vinyasa.
It's not a downward dog, is it?
It's not downward
No, it's
dog.
not
It's the
Downward
one you
Dog.
do. Like when you do it, you do downward dog, and then you do that one.
It's like the opposite of downward dog.
Upward dog.
I think
upward cat.
Up dog. What's up, dog?
That's what they call it. That's what vinyasa means. It's up
Okay,
dog.
you go. Yeah. You say vinyasa.
If you go over and say vinyasa,
It's just a really great excuse, isn't it, for the movie to just repeatedly use that shot of Emily Blunt.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
They do.
they do.
They're filmmakers.
Yeah, they
And
do.
that's-
Well done, everyone.
That's the end of Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was one other thing. The only other thing I wanted to kind of say was just a general thing, just about video games and about a really specific experience that we've had when we're streaming a game.
Right.
And people, especially if it's like a Souls-like game, and this is a roguelike Souls-y vibe in terms of just doing the same thing over and over again, gradually leveling up internally. And people are like, "Oh, you guys are rubbish. You guys aren't good to play the game. You guys are rubbish."
Yeah.
And I just want to say that I really do think that the difference between a game and a film will show you're there with it for 90 minutes or 2 hours or whatever it is, and it's showing you everything that it wants you to remember and see. And when I think about God of War or Dark Souls or Bloodborne, I do not remember my story of me playing that game is not the dozens of times I fucked up and fell off something or was killed. I remember
The movie version.
the movie version in my head. I edit it in my head, and then I end up with a movie-like memory.
Yeah.
And everyone who has ever said that we're bad at games, not everyone, but like it's because they remember themselves doing that, and their experience of experiencing a game is the movie version. Everyone is shit. In fact, most people are worse than us. And shut up, everyone. And this film proves it. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
If you've ever been mean to me, shut up.
Yes.
That's what I want to leave everyone with this time.
We're about to go and be really rubbish at Battlefield 6 right now.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why this is on my mind.
Yeah. I'll remember the 3 seconds where I'm good.
We'll clip them together for you. Yeah, don't worry.
I reckon I can manage 3 seconds.
Oh, thank you for watching Edge of Tomorrow with me, everybody. It
was a pleasure.
I really enjoyed it.
Well, it's been nice, this. We've just watched 3 good films, haven't we?
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say about it. Just that it is not, again, just ends no sense of there will be no sequel. I mean, obviously we know there was no sequel.
They talked about it for a long time.
Really?
I was looking it up. Yeah,
I think it would be. I think that would have been a mistake. It tempting, but like it feels so contained and just a good story.
Tom Cruise went off and just really doubled down on Mission Impossible. Tried The Mummy and that whole universe. That didn't work.
Yeah.
Brought back Top Gun, which did work. And I just think this has never been on his dance card since.
No.
And they've thought about doing a TV show. It's Doug Liman as well, who did The Bourne Identity.
Oh, is that what he did before?
Yeah, he did the first one. He did a few bits. But yeah, this is. I love The Bourne Identity. It's such a fucking great.
I'd
film.
like to rewatch the Bourne Identity, like the trilogy, I guess. I haven't seen them.
Greengrass took over, didn't he? Yeah, Paul Greengrass. Yeah, man. Yes, at some point, maybe in the future. But we should say goodbye.
We should.
Next week, Alien Earth, and if you can join us in watching Alien Earth, it's on Disney Plus, which is on the internet. That's where you can find Disney Plus. We'll be watching the first 2 episodes are released next week, so we'll be watching the first 2 for our first podcast episode, and then 1 episode per week following that. Although our bonus episode next week is going to be genre movie as voted for by you, our lovely listeners.
Don't vote for a horror movie.
Yes, we're going to have to firm it up somehow and give people a list of things that they would like to see. Maybe we'll do like a comment net drag and then create.
Or maybe it should be every movie we had in our short lists.
Yes, I guess so.
From the genres.
We can have
There's
a
a lot of
write-in
movies.
for the bottom, and then if one movie really takes off, then we can have a look at it. We will. What day is this going out? Monday. So we'll have already done the vote on the draft by then. So we'll know, but we don't know now.
We don't know now.
But we'll do that over the weekend.
I think I know.
So thank you for having voted on that in the past. It's just going along with the time loop theme.
Yeah.
We'll be back with the bonus episode, and then next week with Alien Earth, which I'm very much looking forward to watching. Thank you very much. And goodbye. You've been listening to Redshirt Cinema Club. If you're enjoying the podcast and would like to receive 2 exclusive bonus episodes per month, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Just check the link in the description. We'd also love to hear from you. Email us at redshirtcinemaclub@gmail.com or follow us on social media. We'll be back with another episode on Monday.